Optimus Bot, a name that sits at the fascinating intersection between corporate PowerPoint presentations and the unforgiving laws of physics. A name that belongs to humanity's most expensive student, eternally enrolled in the kindergarten of existence. It's the robotic equivalent of those expectations versus reality memes that populate social media, except this one costs billions. Here's a multi-billion-dollar project learning the same lessons as a toddler. Gravity is real, falling hurts, and walking is surprisingly complicated. It's like watching the richest kid in school struggle with finger painting. Every stumble costs more than a college education. Every successful step is celebrated like a Nobel Prize. And every new skill is documented with the enthusiasm of proud parents at school play. The engineering world watches its progress with the same mix of patience and encouragement as elementary school teachers during the winter concert. Yes, it's a bit wobbly, but look how far it's come. Each basic task mastered is treated with the gravity of a diplomatic breakthrough, complete with press releases and video demonstrations. It's turned the cutting edge of robotics into a very expensive episode of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, where the robot is still studying for the preliminary rounds. Here's a machine whose marketing materials suggest it's ready to solve humanity's labor crisis. Yet there's something magnificently authentic about watching this corporate titan stumble through the basics of bipedal locomotion. Optimus Bot, a name that manages to be simultaneously the most ambitious and most ironic title in robotics. It's rather like naming your first attempt at baking the ultimate souffle. The audacity alone deserves a slow clap. Here's a robot that represents humanity's eternal optimism about being just around the corner from the future we were promised. It's the technological equivalent of saying, this time, surely, while the robot continues to master the art of standing up with all the grace of a toddler after an espresso shot. The Optimus part is particularly delicious, borrowed from Latin for best, and slapped onto something that currently makes QWOP look like an Olympic sprinter. It's like naming a paper airplane Supreme Intergalactic Cruiser. The ambition is charming, even if the execution needs a few centuries of refinement. Yet there's something endearing about this premature claim to greatness. It's the robotics equivalent of a kid wearing their parents' shoes, stumbling around, absolutely convinced they're pulling it off, while we watch with a mixture of amusement and genuine hope for their future.